can see, here is a penguin, and this is what our new topic is going to be based around, some penguins. Now, did you know that the emperor is the tallest and heaviest of all the penguin species? He can get up to 45 inches tall, which is about the height of a 6-year-old. So that means that he's taller than you. Can you imagine a penguin being as taller than you? I can't. Anyway, let's enjoy this story, The Emperor's Egg. It's written by the author, Martin Jenkins, and the illustrator who did the lovely pictures is Jane Chapman. So let's find out what's going to happen in the story. Down at the very bottom of the world there's a huge island that's almost completely covered in snow and ice. It's called Antarctica, and it's the coldest, windiest place on Earth. That's it there. The weather's bad enough there in summer, but in winter it's really horrible. It's hard to imagine anything actually living there. But wait, what's that shape over there? Let's find out. It can't be. Yes, it's a penguin. It's not just any old penguin either. It's a male emperor penguin, the biggest penguin in the world, and he's doing a very important job. He's looking after his egg. He didn't lay it himself, of course. His mate did that a few weeks ago, but very soon afterwards she turned round and waddled off to sea. So Mummy's laid the egg and Daddy's going to look after it. Where does Mummy go though? The female emperor penguins spend most of the winter swimming about, getting as fat as they can, eating as much as they can, and generally having a very nice time. Which leaves the father penguin stuck on the ice with his egg. Now, the most important thing about egg sitting is stopping your egg from getting cold. Inside the egg, a chick is starting to grow, and if the egg gets cold, the chick will die. That means it has to be kept off the ice and out of the wind. And what better way to do that than to rest it on your feet and tuck it right up under your tummy, which is just what the father penguin does. And that's how he'll stay for 2 whole months, until his egg is ready to hatch. Can you imagine it? Standing around in the freezing cold with an egg on your feet for 2 whole months. It's quite a long time. What's more, there's nothing for the father penguin to eat on land. And because he's egg sitting, he can't go off to the sea to feed. So that means 2 whole months with an egg on your feet, with no breakfast, no lunch, no dinner, and no supper. I don't know about you, but I'd be very, very miserable. You would be miserable because you'd be very hungry, wouldn't you? Luckily, the penguins don't seem to mind too much. They've got thick feathers and lots of fat under their skin to help keep them warm. And when it gets really cold and windy, they all snuggle up together and shuffle over the ice in a great big huddle. See, they're all cuddled in to keep warm. Most of the time the huddle trundles along very, very slowly, but sometimes when the penguins get to a particularly slippery slope, they slide down on their tummies, pushing themselves along with their flippers, always remembering to take care of their egg and trying hard not to bump into each other. And that's how the father penguin spends the winter, until one day he hears a chip, chip, chip. What that could be. His egg is starting to hatch. It takes a day or so, but finally the egg cracks right open, and out pops a penguin chick. Now the father penguin has 2 jobs to do. He has to keep the chick warm and he has to feed it. But on what? The chick is too small to be taken off to sea to catch food, and it can't be left behind on the ice. Well, deep down in the father penguin's throat, there's a pouch where he makes something rather like milk, and that's what he feeds the hungry chick. The father penguin can only make enough milky stuff to feed his chick for a couple of weeks, but just as he's about to run out, a dot appears on the horizon. Who's this coming back? It gets closer and closer, and yes, it's Mum. She starts trumpeting, hello, and the father penguin starts trumpeting, hello, and the chick whistles. The racket goes on for hours and it really does sound as if they're incredibly pleased to see each other. I think they've missed each other. So there's Mummy, Daddy and baby penguin all back together again. As soon as things have calmed down, the mother penguin is sick, right into her chick's mouth. Yuck, you might think, but the chick thinks yum and gobbles the whole lot down. It's the mother's turn to look after the chick now, while father sets off to sea for a well-earned meal of his own. About time too. And that's the end of our story. I hope you enjoyed that. And I hope you're going to enjoy our tasks that we set you based on the penguins. So I'll speak to you very soon. Bye.